Mr. Bishoy, my first question, I'll do the English and come back to you with the Arabic on it. As Dr. Sharif was talking about the results, what we should expect as the end results of having a smart government, an electronic government, and that is an upgrade in services, an elevation of the quality of service to the people. But there's also another aspect to it. With innovation, with technology, comes a reduction in the number of employees that you basically need to be able to carry out the same task. And we know one of the biggest burdens that we have is our public sector over labor in a sense. And I believe that by applying the proper efficient technological advancements to a smart government will have to residually result in downsizing in a sense. But at the same time will require an upgrade in the smaller amount of people. So this is a very balanced equation. Please, your take on this.
Okay, so please allow me to, first of all, I love the introduction. You came up with all the points that we need to touch upon, so that's very plausible. And please allow me to take you back a little bit beyond that question until we get there. It's the first important thing is that we need to draw a very clear distinction between what an electronic government is and a smart government is. Because simply an electronic government means a government that offers services in a digital format or a paperless environment. And it does not necessarily have to be smart, because you can still have a digital service that's very annoying and provocative and takes a lot of time. However, when you're talking about a smart government, so that means smart governance. Now, when we say smart governance, that is a government that is able to provide services in, let's say, a smart way. And let me ask a question to the audience. I'll pose a question. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word smart? So what do you think of? The first thing that you think of. Smart means apps, so that's one thing. Fast, that's another one. Some people might say quick or sharp or witty. Some people say smart government is an oxymoron and you cannot have a smart government. Some people are a bit pessimistic about this, but I don't agree. Now, the main idea is of a smart governments, and they call that in Arabic al-hawkama al-rashida, or like the smartly governing things, means you provide a service that is inherently smart. It's well designed, like Dr. Sharif said, it's properly designed, and it's re-engineered. Now, that's one important part. Now, to give you a perspective of smart governments and how they work around the world, around the year 2020, we're expecting to have 38 billion connected devices to the internet. And they will be the primary source of information and data for all places around the world. And that's why we're investing in something called the Internet of Things and big data analytics, because these things will generate information that will enable us to make better decisions as governments and as businesses and so on. So a smart government is a government that has the infrastructure of people and the infrastructure of systems and the infrastructure of cabling and all these things to start making better decisions. And that's why we call this Internet 4.0, so the Internet of Things. And for us to have a smart government, we need to have Internet 4.0, and we need to have government 4.0, and we need to have infrastructure 4.0, and above all, we need to have a citizen that is 4.0. So a citizen who is able to work with these things. So you need to upgrade the version of your citizens like you upgrade Windows. So a citizen who is not computer or digitally literate will not be able to use the government, and the government will be absolutely useless to them, because for them that would not be a smart government. It's a matter of perspective. Now, when you're talking about people, a very interesting thing is, of course, when you're talking about the administrative service, Ahmed here was giving a lovely presentation last month about the Egyptian, government system, and we have, I believe, we have one of the biggest overstaffed Egyptian, ratio for employees to people. It's a huge number of people, and what we need to do, because our friends in Europe, they usually say that. They say you have to place the citizen in the middle of the cycle of innovation. So whatever innovation that you're doing, it has to match a citizen. And a smart government does not necessarily have to serve people with smartphones, or else it will not be smart, because not everyone has smartphones. So the main idea that we need to be looking at is you're making investments, so it's equivocally important to invest in people. Like Dr. Sharif said, we have one of the biggest assets in Egypt is the postal offices that we have, because they're everywhere. So that's the most convenient way probably to give out smart government services. But are the people who work in these places fully equipped to take control of such points of service? That's one important thing. Another thing is, what is our actual strategy when it comes to developing people and skills? And one very important and hot debate that's going on in Europe right now is that you need to start developing people in the basis of their ability to perform certain functions. So I need to develop my citizens to be able to use government services. For example, I've not been aware that I can renew my license online or order a certificate of, just fines and violations online. Now that is something, we have two parts of it. Now, my awareness of the currently existing government services is not entirely up to the required standard. The other thing is my ability to use those services. And the third and most important question is, are these services properly designed and smart or not? So far we've been making great progress in doing that. We're working on a strategy for innovation, to develop the innovation infrastructure of people. Our colleagues in other entities are working on physical infrastructure, and we also need to make sure that the new generations that are coming up are able to use smart government services, and that is a problem, because when you look at government, you're talking a smart government has around 4 levels, so government-to-government interactions that needs to be smartized in a way. You need to do government to employee, you need to do government to citizen, and of course government to government. So as Dr. Sharif said very eloquently, we need to start re-engineering our entire processes, because it would not be very effective if I need 10 signatures today to just get out a document, and I'm digitizing the service that still requires 10 e-signatures, because that would not be smart. I just moved the problem to somewhere else and creating probably another bottleneck. We still have procedures in Egypt where you have to get a verification from 3 employees that you are still alive, which is something that you really need to look at, because sometimes you can go and they will tell you, give me three signatures from employees with a certain pay grade verifying that you exist. So these things need to be completely resolved rather than moved into a digital format. And that means that we need to revisit our strategy for, not only digitization, but smartization of government. And parallelly, we need to make more investments, of course, in people development.
Thank you very much. بس ممكن الجزء الثاني من سؤالي الأولاني على إن لما بيحصل نوع من التنمية التكنولوجية جوه مصالح حكومية زي ما احنا عاوزين، إن ممكن ده هيكون ليه تأثير على الطريقة اللي احنا بندير بيها أصلا المؤسسات الحكومية بتاعتنا، ولازم إن احنا لو احنا شايفين ده هيبقى ليه تأثير كويس ولكن ممكن يكون ليه تأثير سلبي على الموظفين الموجودة، لازم نبقى واضعين خطط محددة ازاي هنقدر ان احنا لا نعمل ابجريد للناس ديت لا ننقلهم في حتة تانية. فهي اتس كاتش 22 زي ما بيقولوا.
الحقيقة الجزئية دي تحديدا في مناقشة قانون الخدمة المدنية. احنا عندنا احد المشاكل المهمة انه الحكومة is not a competitive employer، بمعنى انه انا كحكومة لو عايز اجيب موظفين فانا بنافس القطاع الخاص، فانا محتاج اجيب موظف highly qualified و highly capable و highly knowledgeable عشان يقدر يعمل كل الكلام العظيم اللي احنا بنقول عليه ده. اللي يمكن ابتدى يظهر بصورة مباشرة جدا زي قانون الخدمة المدنية، اللائحة التنفيذية الجديدة اللي ظهرت، انه ازاي الحكومه تقدر تحسن من التنافسيه بتاعتها از ان امبلوير. يعني ازاي انا ما يبقاش عندي دايما نزيف اوف تالنت لناس رايحه للبرايفت سيكتور which is good thing ورايحه طالعه بره مصر. فطبعا في تاثير هيبقى يعني سلبي على الناس اللي مش مستعده انها تماتش السكيل دي، والحقيقه في مبادرات واسعه النطاق على المستوى الحكومي عشان نريكواليفاي الناس اللي اوريدي موجوده في السيستم، بان احنا نديهم بقى سيرتيفيكيشنز، نعمل لهم بروجرامز مخصوصه عشان نقدر نحسن، نعمل لهم اب سكيلينج. على الصعيد الاخر الجزء الاهم انه ازاي في المستقبل لما نعمل هايرنج نقدر يعني اول حاجه نجتذب الكاليبر كويس اللي نعرف نشغله وما نتعبش بعد كده في اعاده تاهيله مره ثانيه، دي حاجه مهمه. والنقطه الثانيه انه ازاي يبقى عندنا السالري ستراكشر والجهاز الاداري الاتراكتيف انه يجيب الناس دي. طبعا الوضع القائم يمكن احمد كان بيتكلم، انا حضرت له سيشن كانت رائعه الشهر اللي فات، بيتكلم عن نسبة الموظف، عدد الموظفين للمواطنين في مصر، هي نسبة عالية جدا يعني، وطبعا يعني لا تقارن بالادفانسد جوفرمنت. فالوضع اللي موجود حاليا اعتقد طبعا في بوليتيكال كونسيدريشنز كتيرة وفي قوانين منظمة كتيرة جدا، لكن العزاء اللي عندنا ان احنا بنحاول نشتغل على الوضع الحالي بان احنا نحسن مستوى الناس الموجودة ونمنع في المستقبل ان يحصل اوفر ستافنج وبالتالي اوفر بادجيتنج ونفضل في الدايرة المفرغة دي يعني. واحمد اعتقد عنده كلام كتير يقوله.
Perfect.